What up, YouTube? T-Movies here with Birds of Prey opening Friday. It does feature lots of iconic, female supervillains, including Harley Quinn. And I decided to go ahead and do my top 10 favorite female movie villains of all time. It's always cool when you see a female turning bad and all. And there has been some really great female movie villains over the years. So with that being said, here's my list. Alright. Coming in at number 10, I'm going to go with Hela. Now, she was played by Cate Blanchett in Thor Ragnarok. Hela, who is the sister of Thor and Loki, she ended up being like the first female villain in the MCU, which I thought was pretty cool there. Cate Blanchett just played the villain role perfectly. And, I mean, she's ending up trying to wreak havoc on Asgard, and she ends up sending Thor to like a far planet and conquer Asgard and all. She has like Maleficent like horns. She is one messed up villain, and I really thought Cate Blanchett played that role perfectly. I wonder if she's gonna return for either the Loki series or maybe I don't know, Thor: Love and Thunder, because it's a shame that if they decide to use Cate Blanchett just for one film and not even have like a contract, I hope we see Hela come back again in the future. Alright, coming in at number 9, I'm going to go with Ursula, who's voiced by Pat Carrera in The Little Mermaid. Ursula is one of the messed up characters in the Disney universe. She's really trying to, take down Ariel, and she's also based on the drag queen known as Divine, so there's that. And, she really tries everything in her power to keep Ariel from succeeding, and she even transforms into a beautiful woman, using Ariel's voice to trick Prince Eric into marrying her instead, so that's really messed up there. Ursula is one of the craziest villains of the Disney universe, and I really like the character too. Now, of course, Queen Latifah ended up playing her in the stage version, and now Melissa McCarthy is playing the role in the upcoming remake. So yeah, Ursula is definitely one of Disney's coolest villains there is. Messed up villain, but pretty cool. All right. Coming in at number 8, I'm going to go with Regina George, played by Rachel McAdams in Mean Girls. She is one of the most, she is very fabulous, but she is also really evil. And, she is, of course, a rich girl and all that, and you've got Lindsay Lohan's Katie, who's trying to, to be a part of the Plastic Girls, and yeah, I really quite like Rachel McAdams as the role of Regina George. She plays that the very cocky girl very well. She even writes in this journal and talk about all the bad stuff about people in the school, so that's pretty right there. The Regina George character is really messed up, and she's really messed up in the head, so yeah, but she is also a character that you just can't really... of course she got her way towards the end when she ended up getting pretty messed up badly. But she's really a character, like a villain who you just can't help but really love despite her being very evil and all that. And, yeah, really cool character right there. Alright, number 7, I'm going to go with the Principal Agatha Trunchbull, played by Pam Ferris in Matilda. Agatha Trunchbull is one of the most messed up villains I've seen. I always hated this character. She is the principal at the school that Matilda attends, and she hates children so badly. She ended up cutting off someone, like one of the girls, a ponytail. She even ended up forcing a kid to eat like a whole chocolate cake. I mean, and she gets her that towards the end. But Pat Ferris does play that role perfectly. Just the character you just hate it. One of the worst principals in movie history. How does she still even had a job has always been beyond me. But if you guys have really seen the original, like Matilda, it's amazing. Merle Wilson as the role of Matilda. You've got Danny DeVito, Rhea Perlman as the Paris. I mean, Danny DeVito was great here, and he also directed the movie too. And yeah, definitely go check out Matilda. But just remember, Agatha Trunchbull is. I mean, heck, she even went from that to. She also played, I believe, the aunt or someone in the third Harry Potter movie. I can't remember her character's name, but you guys remember the third Harry Potter movie that featured her at the dinner table with Harry and his boss's parents? Yeah, but so she knows how to play a very evil person really well. But yeah, Agatha is definitely. Oh boy, that's a principal I'm glad I never had at school. Alright. Coming in at number 6, I'm going to go with Catwoman, played by Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns. I mean, she ends up starting out to become a secretary, and she ends up, stealing jewels and all, and she is one of the most sexy vigilantes to the DC universe. Now, there has been other portrayals of Catwoman, like Anne Hathaway, Halle Berry. The girl who plays Catwoman on the Gotham show, she was pretty good. Zoe Kravitz is portraying the role, but obviously, of course, the best on-screen Catwoman has got to be Michelle Pfeiffer. I mean, come on, the skin tight leather that Michelle Pfeiffer had to wear. I mean, she's really a villain you just can't help but really still love. And not to mention, Catwoman had a couple of other villains, like Danny DeVito's Penguin. But it's Michelle Pfeiffer's portrayal of Catwoman that's really amazing to watch. And I mean, come on, she's also a cold-hearted killer and will stop at nothing to achieve her goal. And she ends up murdering her boss, and she ends up seducing Batman a couple times. Yeah, that's one insane character. Alright, coming in at number 5, I'm going to go with Alex Ferris, played by Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction. Now, this stars Michael Douglas, who plays this New York law firm named Dan Gallagher, who ends up being happily married to his wife, Beth, played by Ann Archer, and has a daughter. But he ends up having a fling with this book editor, named Alex, played by Glenn Close. And Alex does everything in her power to ruin the poor man's life. This proves one thing: don't get married, because Alex Ferris is one of the most insane women in movie history. And Glenn Close just plays the craziest so darn well. This is definitely her best role she's ever done. Glenn Close is just remarkable in this movie. And not to mention, Ann Archer was great. I mean, the character of Alex Forrest, I might say, does insane stuff. I mean, she even boils a rabbit. Who does that? Who boils a rabbit like that? I mean, you're not really going to want to look at a rabbit the same way after seeing this movie. But, yeah. Glenn Close, boy, her Alex Ferris character is obviously one of the most, she is definitely one of the most messed up movie villains there is. Anyway. Coming in at number 4, I'm going to go with Nurse Ratched, played by Louise Fletcher in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Now, this was a Oscar-winning portrayal, like Oscar-winning role for Louise Fletcher, and I mean, she is, really insane. She ends up torturing the patients a lot. She really misbehaves with those patients a lot. I mean, she's very evil, and she ends up, like I said, she abuses her patients at the mental hospital. But Louise Fletcher, who won an Oscar for a reason for this performance, she is amazing. I really loved her portrayal of Ratched. And speaking of, I really look forward to see how good Sarah Paulson does as a role, because If you guys don't know, Sarah Paulson is playing the role in an upcoming Netflix miniseries. So I'm gonna really look forward to see how good she does. That's it. But yeah, if you guys never really seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest yet, do yourself a favor. It is a really amazing movie, and Louise Fletcher is her as a Nurse Ratched. It's definitely one of the best parts of the whole movie. All right. Okay, coming in at. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, coming in at number 3, I'm going to go with the Queen, played by Lucille Laverne in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. This is actually Disney's. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs was Disney's first ever foray into animation films, and she is the I guess say she is like the mother figure of Snow White, but she ends up wanting to kill Snow White. I mean, she ends up hiring a witch to give her a poison apple. I mean, how she is the most evilest villain of the Disney universe. And yeah, I really quite always liked the Queen. I mean, there are other Disney villains. There is like Scar was great, Maleficent, the Queen of Red Hearts is great, but definitely the Queen takes them all. I mean, she is.
Would you like to interview me?
Anyway, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the Queen from Snow White is super awesome. So,
Snow White is awesome.
Okay.
alright.
I remember you a couple weeks ago. How's it going? Alex.
Anyway, sorry about that. Alright, coming in at number 2 for my favorite female movie villains, there is.
Hi.
Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, lots of rude people. Anyway, as I was saying, my number 2 favorite female movie villain it is Annie Wilkes in Misery, played by Kathy Bates, obviously. I mean, what not to say about the super fan crazy Annie Wilkes in the 1990 flick. I mean, like Louise Fletcher, Kathy Bates also won her Oscar for portraying a villain, and it's definitely Kathy Bates' really most insane, messed up roles. I mean, she ends up trapping poor Paul Sheldon in a house all alone, and that scene with her hammering the scene. Anyway, the scene where Annie ends up hammering the poor guy. The poor guy's feet is one of the most. That is one of the most insane. Like, if I was to do a couple of lists of most intense moments, the scene where Annie Wilkes beats poor Paul Sheldon's leg with a hammer will probably be up in that list. So, yeah. Anyway, Annie Wilkes is. Speak of, Lindsay Kaplan played the role pretty well on Castle Rock, but so Kathy Bates is just. She's Misery right there. So, all right. My number 1 favorite female movie villain of all time definitely goes to one of my favorite villains of all time, period. It is the Wicked Witch of the West in The Wizard of Oz. Played wonderfully by Margaret Hamilton. I mean, the Wicked Witch is just insane. The makeup that they used for Margaret Hamilton was really cool. I mean, she's trying to, get back her ruby slippers from, Dorothy. That's all she really wants. And frankly, I guess if you really want to look at it, Glinda is one of the most villain there. But the Wicked Witch of the West is she is the most iconic movie villain there is. She's a villain that still holds up today. One of the most creepiest, messed up villains. I mean, every time she comes around, she'll either come around by red smoke, she'll come around by a room. She even tried to kill Dorothy. She tried to burn the Scarecrow. And not to mention, she wants Dorothy's, little dog too. So there's that. And I mean, if you guys know, The Wizard of Oz is based on a book by L. Frank Baum, and I never really read the Wizard of Oz books, but I can't imagine how messed up the Wicked Witch was in the books. But yeah, to me, the Wicked Witch of the West is not only my favorite female movie villain, she's actually my favorite movie villain of all time. Like, not so long ago, I did my 10 favorite movie villains, and surprising enough, The Wicked Witch was number one. So, yeah, I mean, who just doesn't love The Wizard of Oz, period? And it's, The Wizard of Oz is definitely one of the most iconic movies there is, and it's one of the best movies there is, too. So, anyway, yeah, and The Wicked Witch is definitely the best, like I said, she's the best villain and best female villain, period. So, anyway. Alright, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. 10, Hela, played by Cate Blanchett in Thor Ragnarok. Ursula, voiced by Pat Carell in The Little Mermaid. 8, Regina George, played by Rachel McAdams in Mean Girls. 7, Agatha Trunchbull, played by Pam Ferris in Matilda. 6, Catwoman, played by Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns. 5, Alex Forrest, played by Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction. Number 4, Nurse Ratched, played by Louise Fletcher in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. 3, The Queen, voiced by Lucille Laverne in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. 2, Annie Wilkes, played by Kathy Bates in Misery. And number 1, The Wicked Witch of the West, played by Margaret Hamilton in The Wizard of Oz. Now, there's loads of other ones I probably could have added. Let me pull up the list. Margot Robbie, obviously, for Suicide Squad is a great one. Harley Quinn. Maleficent. Got Grace Jones in James Bond's Future Kill. Uma Thurman in the Kill Bill movies. Lucy Liu in the Kill Bill films. Rachel Weisz as the other witch sister in Oz, Great and Powerful. Dakota Fanning in the Twilight films. Helen Bonham Carter in Harry Potter, where she portrayed Bellatrix Lestrange. Let's see. Rosamund Pike in Gone Girl. Cate Blanchett in Cinderella. Tilda Swinton, The Chronicles of Narnia. Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct. Faye Dunaway in Mommy Dearest, where she played Joan Crawford. That's a really crazy role. Sienna Miller in G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. There was also Charlize Theron playing the witch or queen, I should say, in Snow White and the Huntsman. Winona Ryder, Kim Walker, Shannon Doherty, and Lisanne Falk I meant to say, in Heathers. Glenn Close in 101 Dalmatian. Actually, Cruella de Vil, period, in the original 101 Dalmatians, and played by Glenn Close in the live action one. She's one messed up lady. I mean, heck, I'm actually really looking forward to see Emma Stone play the role next year. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of really cool female movie villains there is. I probably could have done a top 20 instead. I mean, I will admit, there are actually more cooler female movie villains than there are male villains, I bet. But, obviously there are great male villains, too, whether you talk about Darth Vader, Joker, and all, but there are some awesome, amazing female villains that are around. And, heck, even on TV, there's some pretty good female villains. Anyway, let me leave you guys. Who are some of your favorite female movie villains of all time? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is T-Movies signing off.